All right. So we're starting this off. I have, since May 8th, had some family problems and issues and all that and good stuff. Um, May 8th, me and my wife, got into an altercation and things got heated up. This is her version of it, and this is why I haven't been streaming. I have a protection order out against me, and I was, removed from my home. All my properties were left. I was not allowed to take anything with me. Me and my 1-year-old son had to leave within 5 minutes, and I haven't been back. So that is the real reason I'm not playing Warzone right now, and that's the reason why I'm really not been streaming too much. We've been playing reruns and all that good stuff. Now, this is her sworn statement to what happened that day. I'm gonna let everybody read it for a little while. There's gonna be some screenshots. I know there's gonna be some crazy shit, but I wanted to tell everybody that's why I haven't been. And then I've been getting asked, people have asked some questions. Do I plan on playing? Have I been banned? All this good stuff, right? No, I'm not banned on any of my accounts. I just haven't had the ability to play since the 22nd, when I was, pretty much lost everything I ever owned, um, and my home, and some other things. So, as you can tell behind me, it's a little bit different. This is a place that I had to rent, and this is going to be the new place. After all this, I have to go to court on the 7th of June, right? I got to go the 7th of June to get to deal with all this. Now, it's important to know in all this as you're reading it and making your opinions and all this good stuff. I ask everybody, just remember there's two sides to every story. Two sides to every story. All right? Now let's try to be adults as much as possible, if possible, right? So, here, I'll get out the way so you can see, well, that's new, but we got nothing. We have no furniture here. I am actually using the fireplace as a desk as I sit on it. I don't have any furniture, no TV, no nothing. I was able to take my laptop bag and my 1-year-old son when I left, when I was told to leave the home. It has been just a real fun time, and has gotten more and more fun as we've been through this. So I'll leave this up for a second more, and then um, let you guys have it. Uh, if you have any, I'm not going to be looking at any chats. So YouTube chat, Twitch chat, anything you guys are putting in there right now, I can't see it. I mean, I'm not responding to that. I'm not responding to any questions on there or anything. If you have questions, or if you want to play, you want to express your opinions or whatever, please do so on Twitch. Please do so on Twitch under the when I set up under this broadcast on Twitch, because I can see those and not have to try to keep up, and I can reply to every single one of them, and I have no problem doing that. Um, at the same time, what else? Please, let's, like I said, act like adults. But I mean, if not, we'll deal with that when we get to it. All right, I'm going to drop this down. I believe everybody should have had plenty of time to read it. And also, like I said, I apologize that I can only take a picture of it and show it, because unfortunately, I have no way to scan it in. I wish I could, but I don't. So if there's an issue with the quality or anything like that, or something is blocking it, i.e. my camera or something like that, or the camera, just let me know in one of the comments, and I can always attach on one of the replies the picture and all that for it to be up there. All right, guys. And I'm going to leave it on there so there's going to be plenty of time for what's it called? For you guys to make comments on it. So all that. I'm going to let it sit there for about an hour. I said every segment was going to be 2 hours. Um, so it'll be on there for the next hour and 55 minutes. All right. Uh, thank you. it was brought to my attention that probably should just leave the thing up there the whole entire time. Okay, screw it. I'll do that. I got no problem with that. All right, no problem. I ain't trying to be weird about this shit. Have at it, guys. She day. Let's see. Oh, grab it. Son of a bitch. Okay. Shit. It's taking forever. But, so is life. Just want you guys all to know that, man, this might not make sense or whatever. Yeah, you might have opinions, but by the end of it, you'll understand and it'll make perfect sense. Just bear with me, you know? Yeah. Oh, as much fun as it is sitting here on the floor, it sucks. Just by the way, just letting everybody know, it sucks awfully. I need a chair, really bad. Chair would be awesome. You don't know how much you miss furniture until you have no furniture. I'm taking it down real quick because I'm gonna go ahead and throw the next one up there, just to make it quick. Um, so I'm beat and I'm dying slowly inside. Where is the next one? All right, where are you at, you stupid pictures? Oh, that's not it. Okay, well, good times. Okay, that's that one. Go away. Okay, front. All right, that's the next one, but I gotta redact some of that because I don't have permission. Silly ass thing. Yeah, I got paint. Amazing. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, come on now. Cool. No, that's not gonna work. That one wasn't that bad, actually. Quite happy with that. See. Okay. Schwank. Good shit. Okay, that's what this one is. Yeah. All right. No, I can't. Hold on. Shit. That one. I need to touch that one up too. Shit. I gotta take that off on the side. Sorry, I was trying to do this all beforehand, but it took a little while to have internet. Okay. That. I need to get rid of that. Oh my god, I miss a mouse so much right now. Okay, that's good enough. Save it. Save it. So I won. Oh, I just don't care. Fuck it. I just don't care. All right. Okay, guys, here you go. Here's the next bit. This is the police report, back of the police report at least. I'll show you the front of the police report as well. That is what the officers were told by both parties on the scene after the altercation. Um, this has been my story the whole entire time. So take a read. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I'm not doing this to, you know, make anybody look bad or shame them or do anything like that, or, you know, get absolution or someone take my side or her side, whatever, right? Like I said, there is a bigger picture to this, and that comes here shortly. Uh, let you guys read that for a little bit, and then I'll switch over to the front one, and then from there, it'll just be it'll just be me talking and kind of walking through the events of what's happened and transpired since then. Which I mean, if you don't care, you don't care. If anybody cares, I don't care. I just wanted to do this because I've been asked a lot, where was that? Why haven't I been back? Most of the time, the comment is, you must have got banned. No, this must happen. This must happen. This must happen. You know? And I got tired of saying, no, that's, no, my accounts are fine, blah, 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 whatever, right? Um, so I figured, why not actually let you guys, you know, see what goes on behind the scenes, pretty much, and then maybe you guys will stop with the dumb shit, saying, "Oh, you were banned," since you haven't played yet. The season's been out. I don't even know, 2 days. My bad. Now, there's a little clarification I could make on this as well. On the officer did do the shorthand pretty much on this. The altercation did last a little bit longer. It was multiple times to try to leave with my son. I was trying to find the car seat, and eventually I could not. And that's the last bit of it was when she hit Thomas. And I did use force on to stop her from hitting him anymore. I didn't punch her or anything like that. I just put her on the ground, but I put her on the ground rough that time. And then I told her to stop. She's not going to do that. And then I said, fuck the car seat. And me and my 1-year-old son got in my car and we drove about 3 blocks away and sat. And I waited for the police. But yeah, these kind of he said, she said kind of incidences, right, can get blown out of proportion very quickly and have some pretty serious consequences. Most of the time, the party that has to deal with the most of the consequences is not the party at fault. And that's kind of the reason why I decided to do it. Because, hell, worst case scenario is someone sees it and someone, might bring up some pretty fucked up things that are allowed to happen because of an accusation. Like, I have learned new things with doing all this and having to deal with all this that I am going to say is I can't believe that's possible. It's a law, or we're not. Well, we're not really a law, but you know, I mean, like I said, I'll get to all that fun stuff here when we're done with this one, and probably leave it up here for about another 6 minutes, something like that. I was gonna leave it there. I was gonna do it like this to allow. Last reason I was doing 2 hours. I was gonna leave it so that people could have a time to comment and all that kind of stuff, and then show this one, and then allow the time to see if I was gonna run a poll too, but I can't do it with just one computer, and I can't figure out how to get uh, my other one going right now, my other laptop, to be able to do it to where I can like preload slides and all that kind of good stuff. Mostly because I have not slept very much. I'm not gonna lie to everybody. Sleeping on the floor doesn't sound like that bad, but I don't know what the hell's under this carpet. It is fucking like hardest known material on the mat. It's so bad. And yes, also, I do know I jacked the title up. I thought I hit save on Restream. Apparently, me and trackpads, we're not friends. Or my goofy hands don't work real well on them. One of the two. Yeah, definitely that button. Stop. You mother. Yes, definitely that shit. Right, sorry about that. I'm back. My brother's vehicle decided to magically turn the alarm on. His key fob is jacked up, so it turns its alarm on randomly. All right, hold on. Okay, now this part of it, I mean, you'll have to bear with me on it. I may take some breaks. I may have to slow down and all that. So this is gonna be the part where I tell you what has happened since all this has started and what I've learned and some severities of this and all this kind of stuff. There is a real problem that is not really talked about. It's kind of ignored, and it happens to a lot more people than I thought. I've actually met quite a few people because of it and trying to seek help and all that. So I have to go to court on June the 7th to for this protective order, of course, right? Because all it required for her to go do this was walking up there and telling. So she walked up. She went up to the city clerk, I'm not city, the county clerks. She told them her side of it, which that was the first one I showed. Then they issued a protective order. It's kind of like restraining order, whatever you want to call it, that's just, and it stipulated I wasn't allowed to be within 1,000 feet of her, 1,000 feet of my son, 1,000 feet of my home. And when it was served to me on the 22nd, I had just got home with my son. He was asleep in his car seat. I'd been home for like 10 minutes, so I was putting everything down, and I hadn't even got him out of the car seat yet. Montgomery County Sheriff showed up. He served me the papers, and I was like, okay. Then he decided, then at that point, he said, I'm not allowed to be on the premise. And I had 10 minutes, 10 minutes to get out. At the time, my wife was not there. It was just me and my son. My mother came down here to help me since the 9th. Well, I was like, okay, well, what about all my stuff, all this, that? Can I take anything? And he's like, take what you need. You got 10 minutes. And so I rushed and tried to get some clothes for myself and son. I was, uh, I was able to do that. And then I was in the process of making bottles for him. And then I was told, it's time to go. Gotta go. Gotta go. I don't believe it was 10 minutes. It could have been a real fast 10 minutes. Who knows? But that's what's happened. And I was next leave. I left every possession I have there. And I was told by him, so I asked him if I could, if I get somewhere, I get like my own place, I get another place, can I come get my possessions? He said, yeah, you just gotta have one of us come with you, and you can do it. And that was the first flaw in the system right there, because that is unfortunately not true. So at that point, I'm freaking out because in that protection order, as well as it also says that I lose custody of my son. And I don't know if anybody knows anything about me, but I love my son more than anything in the world. And I want to be with him every day. It doesn't matter. I love him to death. He's my little buddy. And I'd do anything for my son. So at that point, I'm not even supposed to have my son. Well, I was breaking the order right there, I guess. But I mean, there was no one else to care for him, so I guess he had to go with me. Well, I digress. So at that point, now I am considered homeless, and I have like roughly 14 days, 15, I think so. Or 16 days to tell court. So, and there's nothing. By the way, when this happens, and the judge puts the protection order out, and I can't do anything to fight it. Like I can't go up there and fight it. Like right when it happened, I can't go get it taken care of. I have to wait till the court date. There was nothing I could do. So I had to go get a hotel room, and I stayed in a hotel room. Um, Hotels are expensive. I don't know if anybody knows that. Last time you were in there. But yeah, I racked up a very quick $1,000 worth of hotel, and in that process, which that was the same day. Well, the same day that all happened. After I got a hotel room, I was informed that I must go to DHR and sign a safety plan. A safety plan that I didn't get to make or put my opinion in or anything. And in that safety plan, my son was taken away from me. And I would not be able to, I can only see him from sun up to sundown. And he had to go with my mother back up to North Alabama where she lived. And of course, like I said, I love my son and I'd do anything for him. So of course I wasn't happy about that. And but yeah, I had no choice. It was either do it or my son was going to go into the state's custody. And I think that's uh, the shortcomings of the state are definitely vast. And I damn sure don't want to find out what the shortcomings of the system is. I've never had it involved with them or anything like that, so I don't even know anything about it. Plus, in the horror stories I've heard, I didn't want my son in that. So I signed, and my mother took off with my took up to off to North Alabama with my son. So that was the 22nd. I got to see my son because I drove up to my mother's to see him. I think 3 days later, I got to see him for about maybe an hour or so, and then I had to get back up here because of all the fun stuff that I have to do. Try to find a lawyer and all that good stuff, and I need to find a place to live. Um, Everything of that nature. So got to see him, and that was the last time I saw my son until today. But there's more in between that. Got back up here, was able to find a place the next couple days. But as of that, since the court date was from the 7th and it was on the 22nd, it was a holiday. Finding a lawyer has been a little bit hard. Everybody knows that, the yeah, the Miranda rights, where it says if you cannot afford an attorney, an attorney will be appointed for you. All right, everybody knows that. Everybody got that. Well, apparently that does not apply for someone accused of domestic violence. You know, she got a lawyer for free, and I was told I was not allowed to file hardships. I was not allowed to have a state appointed no matter what. They would not appoint me one. And I had to do it and pay for it all on my own. And that's where the fun part gets in. I don't know if anybody knows, but if you're accused of domestic violence or you have committed it or whatever, wrongly, rightfully, whatever, domestic violence is a very touchy subject. And people don't, they wear their prejudice on their sleeve. A lot of lawyers wouldn't even talk to me when I told them what it was about. They wouldn't even talk. Even though I believe if everybody read both papers, you can see there's some wild discrepancies there, right? One was the officers were there and they got my side and her side, and then we had whatever she wrote on the paper when she went and did the protection. So I have yet to be able to find me a lawyer as of today, and I have decided that I'm going to self-represent myself on this case on June 7th, unless I'm forced to, unless they won't let me physically. But I believe I still have that right. I don't have a right to an attorney no more. Uh, but I might still have that. Well, so that's one of the problems. That is arose. Okay. There's no reason that rapists, murderers, anything, pedophiles, all get still have that right to an attorney. If they can't afford one, the state will give them one, right? How the hell are you going to treat an alleged, by the way, alleged or unproven, have that was just her statement of what supposedly happened, right? And tell them that doesn't matter, sink or swim. Either you figure out how to get one magically, or you don't get one. Which, at this point, I can't find one with a time frame. Most of them won't. That was the biggest reasoning so far. What everybody's told me that they couldn't do it is because of the time frame. Because by the time I got out of bed and pulled myself up from my son being gone, because it was about 2 days, I didn't move. Uh, they said it was not enough time to prepare, and I don't know why there's not enough time to prepare. I mean, I don't have anything to add to it. I don't got nothing to get, nothing on her or anything like that. It's not like I can just whip up evidence or anything like that. But so I decided I'm just gonna have to do that. So after next Friday, if you don't see me for a long time, I'm in county somewhere. Somebody put some money on the books, I guess. That's a joke, by the way. Um, so in this whole time, I've been trying to prepare my house. I mean, something saw a little glimpse of it. I mean, it's got walls and a roof, but by empty, I mean there's nothing in here. So I'm trying to, get it picked up and nice and all that, get it ready for when my son comes back. Because I hope and pray to God that I will get my son back. And that leads me to when I said that getting my stuff, right? Because we're in the process of getting divorced too, but the property I had before the marriage is still my property, and we haven't been married long enough for it to have been, turned into shared property. Or I don't know, I forgot what the fancy word was, but whatever. So I had a place, I need to fill it up, right? So what did I do? I went to the sheriff's, like I told to. I asked for an escort so that I didn't want anything to happen. I didn't want anything to be misconstrued. I haven't talked to my soon-to-be ex-wife and since what 20th. Um, so I asked them, and they told me no. They said no, we're not going to do that unless the judge makes it. Pretty much, but you got to get a written order from the judge. I was like, okay, that can't be too hard, right? That sounds simple enough, right? Sounds simple. I go up to the judge and talk to his judge assistant. I didn't even know that existed. Like judge assistant. It sounds fancy, but I hadn't. I did. I had to talk through like one of those cool video phone things or whatever. And I told her I was, hey, this is James Hines, case blah blah, and I asked her if I could submit some stuff so that the judge take a look at it and approve it, yes or no, And I was met with yet another no. And I was like, what do you mean no? I'm not allowed to do this. That's my stuff. I'm not taking anything, that was bought in the marriage. I was going to only take things I had before marriage. Nope, sorry, I'm not going to give it to the judge. You can't talk to the judge either. The judge won't talk to you unless you guys are both here and both your representations are here. And that's when I chime in. I don't have representation. She's like, well, you need to get some. I'm like, well, I can afford $6,000 right now. And one of them would have the time to do it or wouldn't be booked up or something like that. Then no, yes, I probably would. I would prefer it. But you shit in one hand and wishing the other, see which one fills up first, and I can tell you which one it is. So I was like, all right, well, that sucks. Now I have a place. I don't have a mattress, a bed, or a couch, a chair, not anything. And of course, I went out and bought some stuff just so I could live in this empty space. Toilet paper, the essentials, toilet paper, towels, uh, you know, washcloths, soap, stuff like that, so that I, you know, could, live on whatever version of this we're gonna call this. And and then I, of course, have just been doing nothing because I'm not gonna say I'm broker than shit, but I'm definitely broke. Because I don't know if anybody's moved when you're doing a rush move job to where you need to get a house ASAP and you're sitting in a hotel eating over $100, if not more, a day, out of your money. Yeah, it's expensive to just haul ass and move. Or not, well, technically, I guess it's not a move. I didn't get to move. I got yeeted. All right, so that happens, right? And then we uh come to my son. Well, I got the last since the last time I seen my son, it's been over a week. And today he had to go to the doctor and get his immunizations and all that good stuff. So I was gonna get to see him. My mom shows up. I see him for about 30 minutes, and I'm at the doctor's office with him. And my wife was not supposed to be there. She was not supposed to show up. Her brother had talked to her, and she, had no intentions of showing up there that day. Apparently, that changed. And I don't know if anybody knows about protection orders. If you're caught breaking it, you are screwed. If Since I didn't know she was coming and I had no idea of it, guess what happened? She walked in the front door. I had my 1-year-old son that I haven't got to see in 7 days in my arms, and we're playing. And then my mother says, "Oh shit." I look over, there she is. I have to hand my son immediately to my mother. And I had to run out of that doctor's office and jump in my car and drive as fast as I could. And as soon as I handed my son to my mother, start screaming, and then gets called back there, and then gets stabbed 4 times with needles. And what last? And the thought that he gets right before that happens is, Dad literally handed me off quick as shit and ran. Then after he got shots, I wasn't there. I will tell you this right now: there is nothing more painful than having to see that you're causing your son to be upset, or your daughter, or your child, whatever you want to call it. I want to see my son more. I would love to be able to go up there every day, see him. I'd drive back every day, drive up there, but you know, money don't grow on trees. Well, the reason I don't is because yeah, he's super happy to see me. But he's one, he doesn't understand when I gotta leave. He doesn't understand protection orders or court orders or fucking sun up, sun down bullshit. All he knows is why you leave? Why dad left. So to save the cruelty of that to my son, in my book, I have, you know, not went up there because it would make me feel great. I'd be so happy to see him and all that every day, but to make him be wondering every night, well, when did dad leave? Why is dad not here? Because me and my son, that's my buddy, and we do everything together. Most times, most days, he's within 2 to 3 feet of me before all this shit. And if he ever needed it, all he had to say was dad, 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 dad. Oh, da, came on, middle of the night, cried, da. I get up, run in there. With all that, I've been told that I'm a piece of shit father by anybody involved in this situation. I've been told I am just some of the worst things that you could be called, right? And you know why? Because all they see is that page that she put down, right? They see that because I wasn't able to give them the police report. They wouldn't accept it, so it couldn't be attached to it. They said I have to show it to the judge when it gets my court date. And when I try to defend myself and say, look at the here, I got the police report right here. I've literally had that police report on me every day since this started. Every day. Because that's honestly, it's all I got to show that, I'm not that piece of shit. You know what I mean? Well, while doing all this, DHR, well, they started on my side. Then they flipped when my wife started to make allegations and allegations and allegations. And they got wilder and wilder and wilder. And then eventually DHR flipped on me. And I'm not going to say they're doing it on purpose, but it damn sure feels like it. They will antagonize or ignore or do whatever the hell they want to do to try to get you to be what's on that paper. Because on that paper, that's what they think you are, and that's who you are based on what you said. They believe that's the monster. Right? They believe that's the bad guy. That's what you are. And the whole time, you're trying to show evidence of not being that. And the whole time, they're poking you. They poke you, and poke you. I've called DHR about 50 times this week. You know how many phone calls I got back so far? Zero. Not a single phone call. Not a single reply. Not a single anything. Not results of, testing, drug testing, and all that. 'Cause of course, DHR, got to take some drug tests. They love those things. They love them. And they don't got the decency to call me, or the decency to, you know, anything. Hell, just send me a text message. I don't give a shit. Email. I don't give a damn. You could literally just acknowledge that, you know, I exist in this situation and, I can at least talk or present or have an opinion without, you know, being told that, you know, that's the reason why you're getting mad. You're getting this, you're getting that. Well, yeah, of course I'm getting fucking mad. Who wouldn't be mad at this situation? Who would not be mad when their son is, they can't see their son? Or would they be mad when someone tells, makes up lies about them? Who wouldn't be mad? Who wouldn't get a little mad? I'm not talking about irate, man. I'm not talking about throwing shit or hitting shit or trying to do something or going crazy. But like, what the fuck's wrong with you, motherfuckers? That's in my opinion, that is not irate. I mean, I've been told I'm wrong a lot. So this in this adventure, so they might be right. I don't know. But now this is a very serious moment I'm going to get into right this second, and I'm going to express something, and I want everybody to at least listen or not be ridiculous. You can only do something to somebody so long before the monster that they think you are, they get to see the real monster of who you are. We all have that in us. Everybody has a breaking point, right? And today, I almost hit my breaking point. I almost lost it all, and just felt and just and showed them what they're trying and showed them the real me, what they're trying to portray on that piece of paper. They're trying to make me be that piece of paper. And I was like, well, if that's the only thing that's what you think I am, unfortunately, you're wrong. That piece of paper's rated G, in my opinion, for, you know, you gonna keep, doing this to me and keep trying to make me explode, trying to make an incident happen, you know? And then I'm like, well, I'll show you what the real monster is. And uh, I almost went down that road today. Um, and the problem is after they push somebody and kick them while they're down, like just keep on and keep on. And then something happens. They're like, oh, see, he is that. He is blah, 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 whatever, right? Uh, and then something happens. You know, you push somebody to the end and they break. You can't, you push them. Why are you complaining about what happened when you made them break? That's what you wanted in the first place, right? That's what you were doing. That's why you clenched your fist and reared up to hit me while I held my son in a lobby, all because I wanted to do a retake because you wouldn't take my medication list. But, and I know there's a lot of good people out there that have been railroaded by the system of this because men aren't supposed to, we're not supposed to, we're not supposed to ever be the abusee. All right? We're not supposed to be the abusee. Let me tell you guys a magical secret here. Remember that first page where she wrote down all what's supposed to be happening, all that sabotage, this, that, all that good stuff? That's not her story, guys. That's not hers. That's my story of the last year. And I never knew it until now. Yeah, I haven't left my house really other than to go grocery shopping since first of the year. No, I haven't went anywhere actually. Actually, other than grocery shopping, no. I went grocery shopping. That's all I've ever done. That's the first of the year. And I didn't even notice it was happening because I had my son and I was happy, yeah, I was annoyed sometimes and sometimes a pain in the ass about it. She was a pain in the ass, but I mean it really wasn't, you know. And unfortunately, sabotage. Hello? Remember those emails and all that you guys saw that I was given by my wife? And you guys said they're fake, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I guys I told you my wife was the one handling all that. I didn't do it. She was the one speaking with the people, right? I remember all that. Well, you guys blamed me. Said I made all this stuff up, right? I did it. I wrote it. I did that, right? I got them from her. She's the one who sent them to me, or she's the one that told me about it, or the whole thing was from her mouth. And, being my wife, I believed her. I didn't ask for no proof or anything like that. I let her do the communications. I didn't care. I don't like talking to people. I'm not a big people person, which I know that people are going to say, well, but you stream, but I don't talk to you guys, right? You guys aren't sitting in front of me. Some of you, wherever. I don't know. I don't like people. All right. So there's two out of the things she said. I know that violent shit in there of hitting somebody and all that bullshit. That's never happened. There was none of that. Now she did swing and hit the baby. Yes, that did happen. But all the other bullshit. I don't even own steel toe boots, Fuck. All right, so in all this, I've been treated poorly, and to say the least, because nobody thinks that, or nobody's taught at least, or nobody would think a guy could, become the abusee. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't even know I was until shit today. And that's only because when I read this again, I noticed some similarities, you know. Sabotage. Sabotaged every job. Sabotaged every yeah, yeah. And then controls the household money, right? I mean, I didn't control shit. I asked for one thing and one thing alone about money. If you spend some, let me know so I can balance the books. That's it. And I thought that was just a normal ask, you know? Yeah, the driving privileges. I, uh, I definitely did that when, you know, you decided to leave your sunroof open and your windows down in your vehicle for like 3 days during like a monsoon almost. And there was like a standing foot of water in your vehicle. Yeah, I definitely did that. Or it wasn't the fact that it, you know, didn't run because of the, you know, way you treated it or the way you maintained it. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Right. Um, yeah. Hmm. This has been one of the hardest things in my life to go through because I've always been a believer of the system. You know, I believed that the people that are supposed to be impartial and they can keep their prejudice and bias or their opinions out of it, right? That's what I thought, right? I always believed the system until here I am, without a voice, without the same rights as anybody else, and the outcome could literally be the loss of my son. Loss of my son, go to jail. You know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna get on here and do all this stuff, but I thought that maybe not that I want anything or I damn sure don't want nothing. Don't fucking do that now. Hell no. But uh, I was hoping that maybe by shedding a little bit of light and maybe a little bit of awareness, right? Maybe the next man might not have to go through this, you know, because I would not. I understand that yes, there's legitimate domestic violence problems in our country. Hell, in Alabama, we got a fuck ton of them, legitimate ones. There's all kinds of piece of shits in the world, but don't we got enough of that already? Don't we got enough? Don't we have enough bad? Why are you trying to make? Why are you trying to turn someone into that? You know, why would you do something that you just? Why would you do that to another person to make them into that? Don't we got enough of it? But in my experience, that's all this was. This whole process I've been through. That's what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to make. You know, sorry, you know, you don't get a lawyer, but this rapist over here and that murderer, you know, they get one. They can't afford one, so the state's going to give them one. You know, I asked, how the fuck is that even possible, right? How is that possible? How is that? Which, for them, they don't got an answer for it. They just say that's what it is. Which I don't know if I think I have it where, oh, it's on, there's a lot of these. There's a lot of pages here for the protection order, and, you know, I'll post them all and all that so you guys can take a look at them and see apparently, what I do, right? Supposedly, I beat my wife for the last year, whole year, every year, constantly. But at the same time, having a mark on you. You've called the cops twice now. Cops are there. You never told them anything about that, right? I mean, the cops are just at the house on the ninth, right? You told them that I just came in there swinging and beat the shit out of you, right? But of course, it doesn't make sense when you don't have marks on you, right? And of course, I mean, of course not. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, this right here was the last page of the protection order. That's where where my wife swore that what she transcribed was true. Right underneath it says notice to defendant. The defendant is advised that he or she should has the right to God damn it, counsel at his or her own expense at the final hearing on this petition, but not counsel appointed by the court. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm allowed to. Allowed to have a lawyer if I could find one. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's maybe this is an Alabama issue, but I mean, they're maybe Alabama does have too much domestic violence and they're all booked up, or they just don't want to help me. Either which way. But I mean, how is that? I mean, does anybody else's state have that by any chance? Maybe that is just something I'm just not. That was something I never was aware of. Maybe that's something that only Alabama does. I have no clue. But I can't. I just can't believe it. Everybody else, every other person that's it's a criminal thing, right? Gets one because that's the funny part is I didn't know this either. Is what happens if on the seventh they find this to be the truth? Yeah, I get charged. I'll be charged with domestic violence, even though the police report from the incident that is what is that's that's from same date. It says domestic violence third. That's what would have been the charge if they charged anybody at the scene or at when they came out, which is like what it says: intimidation, harassment, coercion. But it's pretty much just means yelling at each other. That would be the level that is, and which is just a standard misdemeanor. And that's it's if you've ever everybody when that has a significant other or is married, you guys get in verbal arguments. Everybody does. Everybody yells and screams in a fight. It shit happens. It's normal. It's not right, but it's it's not as bad. It shouldn't carry that same name. But I don't know if anybody knows what a DV1 is. DV1's a felony. That's domestic violence in the first degree, or first charge, or yeah, first degree, yeah, or something like that, yeah, first. Well, since she said that there was a firearm involved in this and that, right? That's what I'm looking down the barrel at. I mean, I don't know how. Like I said, I don't even know how she got a protection order based on that, with them not going and getting the police report. You know, like someone dropped the ball here. I don't know. Maybe that's normal or that's how it always is. But I mean, I I would think you would have to have more than just saying something to where you can strip a man of his custody of his child, all his possessions, make him homeless. Oh, by the way, yeah, also surrender all of his weapons, all firearms. Yeah, because off of literally going up there and saying something. I don't think that's right. I don't think nobody should have that kind of power. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like the way that that's played out that I've been through. I don't believe if a man walked up there and did the same thing, it would work. Because I've been met with disgust at every turn. Anytime I have went up to the clerk's office or the sheriff's, anything like that, as soon as I tell 'em my name and they look up that case, instant disgust. Instant, got nothing for you. It took me 30 minutes fighting at the clerk's office just to get the lawyer's, my soon to be ex-wife's representations number. Since I'm going to have to defend myself, right? I kind of would like to know what I'm about to defend. But it don't matter because her attorney won't call me back either. It's like DHR. Nobody decides. I mean, I guess they don't. It doesn't matter, you know. To them, it don't because you're labeled something, and after you're labeled it, and there's no system here to balance and check this out. You know, there's nothing like that. I can't go complain to somebody because the judge, I guess, would be the highest authority in this instance, and I can't get past this damn assistant. So, I mean, and the whole time, I've literally been ducking and dodging because if I make one simple mistake, well, okay, I mean anything, and that protection order, like say, like what, just at the hospital, when I was at the doctor today, right? You know how easy it would have been if she called the cops and she waited and waited outside. I had no clue she was there, right? I could never know. And she walked into that building, and those cops saw me there. You know what would happen? I could have swore up and down I had no clue. And honestly, I didn't. I wouldn't have. They had put the bracelets on me and took me to county. And I would sit there until next Friday, right? And then the only thing I got really going for me here, honestly, is my reputation and my past. Because I have never been convicted of a crime. I've never had a charge of any sort. I've been a law abiding citizen my entire life. I've never once so much as even got them to come sniffing around me for anything. Like I was never even in that, never done anything to anyone in my life. And that's all I got going. That's what I got going for me in this case, right? That's what I got. Because she says I'm this person, right? Well, thank goodness. Well, I'm not hold up. I might as well not say that because everything else has been kind of weird. Normally, it's the plaintiff's job to prove it, right? She's got to prove that her statement's true. Burden of proof is on her. I say that, and I was like, oh, man, I should not probably say that because so far we've flipped everything else around, some other stuff. You normally would get an attorney, which is, you didn't murder nobody, so we can't give you one. All this other shit, whatever. Everybody, how can that be possible? I've called lawyers from all the way from Birmingham down to Mobile, and unfortunately, the pocketbook is just not thick enough for that. And even if it was, honestly, I mean, what would he do? I mean, technically, what I need him for is just stand beside me, and if her lawyer says some, weird legal jargon that I can't learn in a week, just say something, and then tell me what it means, and then, and, 'cause honestly, I have no clue what they're going to come at me with, right? I've asked to be, for discovery, fun terms you're learning when you're trying to figure out how to, do it, represent yourself with so much on the line. And honestly, so I got about like, I don't know, maybe we can do a poll on that on somewhere. You guys can guess what you guys think and give me my odds based on what you saw, because that's all I got. I haven't got nothing else. I don't know what she's told them. I don't know what number of things have been said or what are so I can't even tell you what are lies or what are truths. All I know is that piece of paper that she said is her life. That's not her life. That's my life. And it's a humbling moment to figure that out. Figure out that you were the one doing it blindly, just didn't care. I had the son, didn't care. And we're not, like I said, men aren't supposed to talk about this kind of stuff. We're not supposed to ever show weakness. We're not supposed to ever show emotion. We're not supposed to do these because if we do, we're weak. You know, we're not supposed to get upset about things. We're not, and that usually causes more problems than good. Because I know there's a bunch of dudes out there right now standing in the same situation that I'm in. It ain't shit I can do for them. Ain't shit they can do for me. And I wish there was a way that other people, better, brighter, more charisma, whatever, could do something to help this problem because it's hard. It's kind of heartbreaking to hear some of the stories. I've found a Reddit that has a lot of these things on it. It's kind of where I got some information from. How to what's going to happen, what's going to do this, what's going to do that, and there's stories, and then there's lots of stories. Good men lose their kids. Good men go to jail. Some good men turn into the monster on paper, right? What they said they were. Because I can't blame them. You think you can handle a lot of things, and then you know losing the one thing that's important to you, your son, and then having the person that you love and married so easily go about and say those things about you. Tell everybody around where you live, to where now when you walk somewhere in a store and you see somebody, could have been a friend, could have whatever. You can see the look on their face now, and then you're already that. You are that monster. Treated poorly, not given the same benefit of the doubt or the same benefit to speak. I have not gotten to express anything towards the care of my son since this happened. I have been completely pushed out of that by the HR. I could disagree with something and have valid reason to, and they won't do it. Won't even give me the opportunity to submit it, say it, anything. Medication lists or my medications I take don't matter. They won't even let me send it. Sure, won't even let me send it. Right? Wouldn't even. They didn't. Yeah. Oh, you pop hot. Yeah, that's because I have medication. We don't care. What the fuck? Oh, take hair follicle now. Okay. I can cut my fucking hair. I don't care. Cut her hair. She fails. I'm still waiting on mine. I believe it came in the same day as hers, but I called. No answer. I don't get the results because if I get the results of that, I get my son back. That's why I don't have my son because my medication list doesn't matter. It's because you take medications and those validly, make some, make a drug test pop. But you got a fucking mile long list of medications. Nope, we don't want to see that. But the guy who sent me this to get the drug test, the drug test lab, he looked at it and he was like, "Yeah, keep that handy. Show it to DHR. You're good." Now, he didn't know what was going to happen, but he saw my medications and he was like, "Hell yeah, that'll happen right there." But that's why I say they poke and poke and poke. Because why would you not call me if took it 2 hours after my wife did? Now 2 days passed when she got hers. I don't know how batches and like that works, but 2 hours and there couldn't have been that many more between us. You know. Or the point of the matter is they don't like you. They don't like me because I get angry because I care about the son. Yeah, of course I get angry. Every parent gets angry when you're messing with their child, and then you get on a soapbox and say it's the protection of the child. That's all we do is protect children, protect children. Really, you guys protect children? Threatened to put my son in foster care because I was feeding him because I was made to leave my home with my son in 5 minutes and I didn't have time to get the stuff. So my mom had to go pick it up while she was rushing back from Birmingham. Set deadlines that are unrealistic. 30 miles away from the DHR place where they want us to meet them, force me to sign a safety plan for my son that's not needed. And you're going to threaten it. And I tell you, yeah, man, we're running behind. But my son was hungry. He had a bottle since I left the house. I left the house at 2:37. You know, it's 5:45 or five. Well, it was about 5:30 actually, about something like that. 5:30, 5:20 that day. I'm feeding him one thing of baby food, and I got a bottle for him. That's all I did. I didn't try not to come. I told him I was coming. You don't make it here by 6 on the dot. You don't make it on 6 on the dot. You don't make it on 6 on the dot. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you threatening here, guy? I don't make it there on 6. What do you want me to do? I'm, it's 5:45 and 30 miles. You want me to speed with my son and endanger him? Well, you better get here by 6 o'clock. You don't get here by 6 o'clock. So you're telling me to speed with it. You're telling me to endanger the child. Or you're telling me that I shouldn't have fed my son, who hasn't gotten to eat in 4 hours because I was removed from the home and wasn't given time to pack the necessary stuff for my son. Remember, it's all about child safety, right, guys? Child protection, child safety. We love the children. That's what DHR says. No, they don't. My son has cried every night, crawling, saying, "Dad, dad, 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 dad," all around my mom's house. She sent me a couple videos of it. I would share them with you, but uh, I can't really watch that right now, guys. I can't do it. I cried in fucking Walmart, walking across the baby aisle because I miss my damn son so much. And you know what they tell me? I don't care. HR told me if you were a good father, this wouldn't be a problem. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Like motherfucker, who the fuck are you to tell me? Now you want me to do 90 miles an hour down a back road so you can go home and play fucking Xbox or I don't know, watch TV. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I don't understand if we're gonna child safety, right? We're gonna Make it as if you're some fucking saints. But you rear up on somebody, clench your fist, and while he's holding his 1-year-old son, because he asked for a simple retake, because you wouldn't accept my medication list. And I don't know why in God's green earth that man would think that that's a good idea. You got a piece of paper from my wife that tells you exactly what happens when you hit my fucking son. And you a man, my wife I put down gentle in comparison to what would happen to a man who was to try to swing on me while I'm holding my son and end up hitting my son. But they care about the children, right? Oh, by the way, that DHR worker, his name's Chris Gibson. He's a fucking piece of shit. And if he does hear this and finds out about it, hey, bud, because apparently he don't got to do his job when it comes to me. I call him and call him and I call him and I call him. You got the common courtesy to call me back. You want me to sit here pacing around this empty house, staring at a wall, staring at a ceiling fan for 12 hours a day, just wondering what's going to fuck me next? What version of this we going to do? You know, because apparently that's it. That's the dad. This that. As soon as she made her claims and started playing that I'm poor little victim card, right? Poor little victim. Poor little victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. You know, that's what has happened these days. Everybody wants to be a victim, or everybody tries to be the victims. Well, I mean, technically it does have its advantages, as I can see, but I didn't want to be no damn victim. I just want to be left alone. I just wanted my son to be safe, me and him to live our lives. But nope, 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 nope. Can't have that, right, guys? I really wish I had more. I really wish I could have recorded the way all this went down when I went and spoke with all these people so that I could have shown, had proof of it. Now, the funny part is, there's going to be some people here that are going to do the exact same thing I think's going to happen. That's why I was going to do it 2 hour parts, but at the same time, I don't know if I could even make another hour. But I was going to do that just to prove a point to where I would post her sides when I posted her side first. Right? I was going to post police report first, posted hers, so that everybody could do the same thing that everybody else did. And I wanted to see if anybody would give me the decency to let me say mine before they made their final judgments. You know what I mean? Or at least let me say mine or show mine. You know. So far, in my experience, that is not the case. And I do. I do take that back. I do take that back. There has been a couple people. They're not part of the system, but they're system adjacent. You know what I mean? They're there too, doing the same shit, having to deal with the same shit. When a stranger tells you, "Oh, I apologize for how that lady treated you." She didn't treat me that way, but she had to apologize for a random stranger because she's behind a desk. She believes that you're a piece of shit. When you ask her something simple, like phone numbers, or hey, why am I not allowed to have this? You know, why is that not why can't no one answer that? I've asked every person, top to bottom, except for the judge, like I said, not the judge, because like I said, his assistant, she is ruthless. She's also very rude, but I mean, and apparently, if you do not address her and say good morning to her when she answers the phone, she will literally sit there and say it over and over again and acting like the phone don't work. Yeah, because that's what somebody who's panicking, worried about losing his son and going to jail needs to do, right? When that seems right, just because someone didn't say good morning to you. And then you don't tell them, right? You don't tell them. You just keep doing it. I was on that motherfucking phone for 5 minutes. Video call looking like a complete idiot. So I thought that somehow I muted myself inside like my side of it. Yeah, because like I said, good time to good, definitely good way to do stuff. I wish more people would at least be fair, especially in the system. And I really hope that the seventh goes well. And I'm not worried about the jail, going to jail or anything like that. Oh well, sucks. I'll sit down for a little while. It really sucks is I will lose all rights to the son. I'll go sit in jail for 50 years before, if they say, hey, no, you don't lose your rights. Still, they're going to strip you of everything you love. And that's kind of my point here. You're coming after the thing that I love more than anything in this world, right? My son. Threatening that. And I know that I have not done nothing wrong. I was honest with the officers when they pulled up. I told them what I did. I said, yes, I did put my hands on my wife, put in defense. That's all I ever did. Because if anybody thinks in their crazy little heads that a 200-pound man versus a 125 female, right? And she's swinging, and I was to swing and punch her back. What would be the outcome of that? You think about it. Is she getting up from that, or you know? I restrained her 3 different times in that altercation and told her to stop. The whole time I was holding my son. The whole time. I only had one arm, my right arm. I had my son on my left, and all I was trying to do was leave. I didn't want to have the altercation. I didn't want to be a part of it. I just wanted to go because I didn't want this, you know? And then here we are. Here we are. If anybody else is going through something like this, you can reach out to me. I'll try to help as much as I can. It don't matter if you're in Alabama, anywhere. I'm just them, I'll try my best to help you, or at least be a kind ear to listen. But understand this: if you are someone that abuses somebody, I will not help you at all. Nobody should be abused, no matter what, mental, physically, financially, whatever versions we got out there these days. No matter what, abuse is abuse, and it should not happen. And things like this, when you falsely report it, it makes everybody else that actually went through this stuff. Like, I'll guarantee you, there is a person out there that what my wife wrote down was supposedly what I did. There's probably a woman out there that actually went through that. And then when this happens, it makes the other people less credible, And then it lets more people be abused by the people that do it, and that's kind of disheartening because if you're the abused and you're not believed, right? And this goes both ways, by the way, both ways. If you're being abused, like I didn't even know that I was beaten, or technically, and then I guess I figured it out. Like I said, it's not like I wasn't, it wasn't, didn't matter to me. I would have gladly kept on. I wouldn't have left the house. I didn't, if she wanted to go through my phone 50,000 times, she wanted to search my computer, she wanted to, whatever. I didn't care. So many times. She was like, "Oh, you're cheating on me." And, well, with what? Where do I go? The longest I was, like I said, go grocery shopping. I think it was, if I actually really think back from the first of this year, maybe 2 hours. That's as long as I've been outside of my house at any given time. I haven't seen any of my friends in over a year. Most of my friends, people that I would call brother, that I know I could call at any time of the night and they'd show up. They haven't even met my son yet. He's a year old now. They never have met my son. Because when you get accused of something over and over again, like, she says you're cheating on her, this or that, you limit communication. I didn't want my phone to go off because I didn't want to have to hear it. I didn't care if she went and snooped or did whatever. I would have been more than happy to open everything up and let her look, as long as I didn't have to, you know, hear it. I don't know if that's, good or not, or what's bad on me, but I've never had nothing to hide. Always been a pretty straightforward person to where if I fall out of love with you or I don't want to be with you anymore or whatever fucking reason, I've always been the type to look you in the eyes and say, I think this is done. And, good time, see you on the next round, fist bump or whatever, I fucking don't know. But I damn sure never wanted to cheat on somebody. Because after you've been cheated on before, it stings. And then why would you want to pass that on to somebody else? Kind of like this. Why would I want to teach my son if I was what she said I was? Why would I want to teach my son that so that my son would do that? I'll tell you this right now: parents disown their children for some dumbass shit, and I love my son to death. But if he was to grow up and do something like that to another human being, even though I love him to death and I would burn down this whole city for him, I would disown my son for being that kind of person, to harm another human being for no other reason than just to do it. And I believe it's kind of that almost made me tear up a little bit on that one, just even saying I could do it. But I don't believe people should. Everybody has rights. Everybody has the ability to live and live happy. No one has the right to take that away from you. Nobody should have any control over another person. No one should be able to keep you in place if you don't want to be there. No one should be able to hit you repeatedly or be able to do any of that. No one should be able to do this because even if all that stuff in that paper hadn't happened, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna chalk this up to definitely some mental and emotional abuse for fucking sakes, you know, and definitely it's, yeah, mental abuse for sure, mental abuse for sure. But if anybody's on the edge and they're about to be the person that they're trying to that someone is painting them to be and they're not that, I mean, reach out to somebody. You want to reach out to me? I'll do my best to help you, talk you off the ledge. But as someone who's been on the ledge, if you got to go, you got to go, man. If you want to, if they pushed you too far, I won't blame you because everybody has a breaking point. You can only hurt somebody so much before they will fight back. And they'll fight back in ways they know how to fight back. It got real dark today. There for about an hour, maybe 2 hours. Honestly, the person who caused it was my her younger brother. He just he didn't even mean to do it, and he beat himself up more than I did. He just God, they were in a hurry. They were late for the doctor's appointment for her daughter, the oldest daughter, and of course they shared pediatricians. Who wouldn't? Okay, so and he forgot. He just forgot. He didn't mean to do it, but in the moment, I said some very hurtful things to a person that just made an accident. It was just an accident. He didn't do it to hurt me or to do anything that was going to cause me to lose my son. Because he knows my pain. He's gone through my pain. He knows it. And so many other people do. Hell, for a second there, I wasn't going to do all this, but I talked to a man in Best Buy because he helped me find the cable modem because all my stuff, the cable modem that goes to my services, this is that my all my stuff's held hostage right now. Everything. I couldn't have I didn't have internet, and I tried to use my phone to be able to even read simple text documents on my laptop. Somehow this house is made out of something. I don't know what the fuck it is. Faraday cage, who knows? But it'll say you have full bars, 5G. Mm-mm. But he asked me how I was doing when I walked in and what I was looking for, and I told him, and I was like, been doing better, of course. And he was like, what do you mean? What's up? And I was like, am I going to tell this man this to see if I get that, if it's a level of disgust or if it's anything? That man asked me and I told him what was going on. I got to get another cable modem because I don't have anything anymore. I was like, what do you mean? All my stuff is sitting at my soon to be ex wife's house. I can't go within 1,000 feet. And he said, I've been there. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I've been there. And I got a protection order on you, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. And then I explained my story to him. And that man did not need to see the petition like what it says over here. He didn't need to see the police report. And he knew that I wasn't lying to him. And he said I went through the same thing with an ex girlfriend of mine a few years back. And it ended up like, it didn't go well for him, you know? And he ended up, having to suffer the thing I'm fearing the most. Honest to God, I wouldn't fear it as much if I knew my mom would get custody and then Bubby be safe. That's all I care about is my son's safety and well-being. And if my mom got, I don't, well, my mom's got strict instructions that I don't give a damn what you got to do. I don't care if you got to throw me under the bus, run me over, back up a few more times. I don't give a damn. As long as my son is safe, happy, use what you got to use, do what you got to do to get custody of my son. I don't let him fall in their hands. Don't let it happen. Because anybody that would hit a child and then be told that they had hit the child and to continue swinging, I mean, that broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. It broke my heart that day to hear my son squeal and try to climb up me over my shoulder to get away. And me screaming that you hit my son, and then here comes 5, 6 more swings. Hell, for me, you can beat my ass all day. I won't give a damn. I've been knocked the fuck out. It ain't that bad. Boy, I wouldn't wish my son to stub his toe. Someone to make, I would gladly have taken just a beating of a life for him so that he wouldn't have gotten hit. I felt so bad that day. And he said he felt the same way, the man at Best Buy, you know. As I'm sitting in Best Buy holding a cable modem, trying not to cry in the store, because men don't cry, remember? That's key here, guys. Remember, men don't do it. We don't show emotion because it makes us weak, right? Makes us weak. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believed that before. I don't believe that now. I've cried in a lot of fucking public places since this has happened, and some people have came and they didn't mock, they didn't do their shit like normal. You got some people giggling and snickering and shit like that, but fuck those people. But there was a few good people there that came and asked what's wrong and comforted. So we need more of that. We need more good people. We don't need to keep making the bad. Well, there needs to be some change in the system because that's all this is doing. Is creating more monsters. Because, like I said, me, hell, I'm pretty. Like I said, I've done a lot of things in life and went through a lot of hardships and this and that, and I would have never thought that this was going to be the one that almost made me do something that I was going to regret. But in blind rage and anger and sadness, you could have not talked me out of it. You know, God forbid you got in the way. And if you're curious what I mean by all that stuff and by pushing somebody, there was another person, not to do with children or anything like that. He became very famous for this exact kind of thing. You can only push a man so far. You can only do him wrong so long until he'll show you if you paint, like I said, paint somebody bad, and they can show you what it is. And most times it's 10 times worse than what you thought they were. You thought it was just, simple shit. And then that person turns, when you finally push them to the breaking point, they do something heinous or foul. Innocent people usually are the ones that get hurt in those incidences because they pushed a man to the point to where he broke. And then that's the innocents usually pay. But everybody should look up Killdozer. Oh, Killdozer. Man's man's life was I forgot. I can't remember if it was his but it was a piece of property. Piece of property was stolen from him, right? And it was stolen by the people that were supposed to protect you from getting the shit stolen, right? And and that was what broke him. That man put armored plates on a D8 dozer, and I think it destroyed half the fucking town in the process. I mean, it was a testament to fuck around, find out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm meaning by there's no. There needs to be more that look after the not looking after or looking for problems. And these are people that are systems put in place to look for the people making problems, not out there looking. We need some more social workers so we can go, inspect homes and tear children from their homes on pettiest shit I've ever seen and read. I can't believe half the shit that's actually happened when you look up the cases that have happened. I don't know if there's more circumstances to it or there's more reasoning behind it, but from what I saw and read in documents, it was that doesn't justify that level. So what they need to do is they need to find the ones that are causing the problems, like the Mr. Chris Gibson guy, person that decided to try to make a problem. And he almost, I will admit, he almost got me. He almost got me. He almost did. Because I've been looking forward to my son all day. Like, oh, I mean, not all day. I'm sorry, all week. I've been waiting all week, and I was wanting to see. I was like, my son was coming, and to wait 7 days, and then you get to see him for 30 minutes, right? You do not know the level of heartbreak that is, especially in the circumstances. Like I said, wouldn't have been as bad, and I wouldn't have felt so shitty if he wasn't going for his vaccinations or inoculations. Can't remember which ones all he got, but I mean, for him to have been in pain and I wasn't there. But I mean, I kind of want to wrap this up because I don't got much more to say other than there's two sides to every story. Let's try not to judge people based on only one. And damn sure don't treat them badly because of only one side of the fucking story. And if you see someone struggling and they're trying and they're asking for help or they're this or that, just one little bit of decency would have gone a long way in this process for me. But like I said, I would still believe the system was a good system. That honesty always won and the truth prevails. I've yet to find that decent person. That the person who actually does something for the reasons that they do it, not for the paycheck, not for the title. Hell, maybe some of these motherfuckers do it for the fun. I don't know. Maybe they want to be the people that make the monsters. But hopefully that's not the case. I appreciate if anybody did listen or anything like that, or you got questions, or you want. I'm actually gonna post the actual pictures and all that I have. Like I said, I wish I would have been able to scan them in for you guys, so you would have had a clearer read. But unfortunately, my shit's held hostage. I will hopefully be back able to play after the 7th. I don't know for sure because I might be in jail or might not have anything to go back, nothing to collect and go back to my house and get. So if not, just understand that the reason I ain't played is not because of bands. Sometimes there's actually more important shit in life than a video game, and there's more important things than, nah, man. I don't know, man. Remember, be decent people, or try to. And if anybody that actually matters in the world saw this and can help people that are going through this, help change this fucked up system, then hey, I beg you to do it. But don't come try to do it for me. I've made my peace with it, and I'm gonna walk up there with my head held high, represent myself for this. I'm okay with it. I feel like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But yeah, at the same time, I'm not wasting everything I'm not draining my bank account so that I won't be able to pay my rent, won't be able to eat or anything like that. I'm not gonna borrow money and put myself in debt, financially struggling. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna walk up there. And I'm gonna hope that maybe the reason I haven't had one person show me any decency is because that one person was the judge, and he will actually listen and won't just see hers without looking at the police report. By the way, how the fuck does anybody miss the point? And the thing is, the police showed up on. It's in her fucking statement. Like she says, on this date, the police show up. Who the fuck didn't go get the goddamn police report before this? Like, oh, the police showed up. Where's the police report? How the fuck you gonna make a protection order without got it? Sorry, I'm gonna start ranting about that and start bitching. I'm sorry. Like, God, fucking, someone dropped the ball on this one. But like, you, goddamn. But everybody take care. I'm gonna go stare at a wall now, most likely, because, like I said, I ain't got shit to do in this motherfucker, and I can't sit like this for long because I'm dying. My legs are numb. But I hope to be able to see you guys and play with you again. Wish me luck.